Welcome. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Hilton Live Paranormal News. We had a slight malfunction, but we back. But guess what? All is well, and we have an open floor show tonight about UFOs. We're just gonna have an open floor. I just want to, talk to you guys a little bit because this is very interesting stuff. Um, so, like I was saying, we're gonna have an open floor tonight. I'm not gonna go into too many details because this leads right into what I want to talk about. Hold on, let me get a little comfortable here, right quick. Let me just get a little comfortable. So, there's been a lot of information, in the news this week about UFOs. That's a fact, and it's on a lot of major news networks. Fox News covering it, The Hill is covering it. All these different other places is covering topics now about UFO. They're having real conversations and to a lot of people, this is very foreign territory to them, and I can't blame them. Now, me, I've been in UFOs from day one. I'm a member of MUFON. I've been studying this stuff for decades. I grew up around it in my household. I just been around it. But for those that haven't been around it, and this is like your first rodeo, and it could be a cultural shock. It could be a lot to process. For others, it might actually scare some people. You never know. Like, this might actually frighten some people. Like, there's extraterrestrials that's the government say they got crafts and we don't know if they're friendly. And then it was in the news this week where on one news station they said that the alien could possibly turn people into charcoal. I thought that was pretty funny. Yes, I did. I thought that was pretty funny, turning people into charcoal. But I tell people, when you listen to this, take your time. If you want to get deep into it, take your time gradually. Process it. Process it. So I was thirsty. I had somebody bring me a cup. Process it. Do what you need to do to get into it. Don't straight nosedive because you might not understand certain things. Like, for example, I was listening to a gentleman on YouTube, and I'm not going to say his platform, but I was listening to him, and he usually talks about Native Americans and how black people are aboriginal to this country, and he has amazing true content. But he jumped into something he wasn't too familiar with, which is about this UFO stuff. And I can tell he's trying to like hold his audience, but I'm like, yeah, maybe some of your audience don't follow UFO stuff, so they listening to you, but that's not your territory, bro. He don't understand about information being disclosed when it comes down to this topic in military and government. I'm not. Now look, when it comes down to ancestry stuff, he's A1. But I was sitting there looking like, man, the people you're saying that are fake and don't exist. I myself used to work for the New York Times as a photographer and journalist. I know some of these people. I've seen them in the media and news over the last 15 years. And you got to be careful of that because you want to avoid people that's talking about UFOs and aliens and they start getting on that conspiracy theory tip. No, look, at Hilton Live Paranormal News, we're going to talk about things from an educated perspective, from a parapsychological perspective, and just from an overall educated perspective. I don't like putting out content that's just a bunch of trash. Conspiracy. I don't do that. I'm not in it for the likes. I'm not in it for followers and stuff. I make good enough money what I do. I've been on a couple of paranormal TV shows. I run my own company. So I'm not on social media necessarily trying to get that YouTube plaque. That's not my thing. I love this. I do this either way. I have these conversations. I actually go out in the night and watch the skies and stuff either way. So when you watching me, you're getting somebody that's passionate about this. They're not doing it from an entertainment perspective. Shout out to the frat. So moving right along. So you have the Aerial Task Force Phenomenal Group, they call themselves. They supposed to be funded by the United States government. And I've been watching them on the news, and they've been talking a lot about, their research and what they're doing. But what's interesting, they're a legit task force. And let me show you the actual banner here. Yeah, that's them right there. So, United Aerial Phenomena Task Force, they're an interesting group. But they're not being properly funded, and I wonder why. Because they're really trying to bring transparency to the government and to the American people. And someone asked me, is there another Project Blue Book? I said, no, not really, because Project Blue Book was funded by the government, but also the Air Force was tied to it. It's just a different setup. And in modern day time, they just gave a big speech at Congress. You can pull up the video on YouTube, by the way. And they were showing like real data. That's what I like about them. And also they get some of their data from MUFON. And it's crazy because I'm a member of MUFON myself. So, but what's crazy is that they're actually gathering real info. And the data that they had gathered, they was talking about how the majority of the sightings, real sightings that have been documented, and they have had over 400 real reports they said that they could actually do serious investigation on. They said the crafts have been shaped like spears and in like a circular fashion. They didn't say any weird triangles, nothing like that. They said a lot of the craft they're seeing are spear shaped. And it's kind of similar. Let me see if I have a photo here. Oh, here goes a photo right here, yeah. This cube within a spear, and also the spear itself, has been showing up a lot. That's what they were saying. Get a good look at this. This is what the government's saying they're seeing a lot of. And of course, the Tic Tac objects the Navy have been seeing. But this is interesting because a lot of people think of craft, we think of something like this. This is what we think we're actually going to see. Now, there have been disc objects documented, but this is just what this is what the Aerial Task Force has been saying they've been seeing, is the Spear One's reports on that. So, who's controlling this? What material are these made out of? These are questions we need to be asking, and that have been asked. This Spear One, is this what was shot down over Alaska? And they try to tell us a weather balloon? Oh my God. Look, you got to stop with that damn lie about the weather balloon. That weather balloon theory, that's not holding weight anyway. They've been using that since Roswell. They've been using that same lie since Roswell. And it has to stop. I'm asking for transparency. Tax-paying citizens deserve transparency when we're talking about UFOs. We deserve that because guess what? We don't know. Are these friendlies? Now, there have been government officials saying the crafts that they have are not from this world. That means they're not China and Russia. Let's move past that. Let's move past that they're not China and Russia. Because they say China has a couple of crafts in their hands too. And China and America has been communicating about this. Like, yo, man, look what you got. Look what I got. Where yours came from, I don't know. Where your I don't know, but we took it down or it crashed. Or it crashed. Here go another image. I think this is that spear type cube shaped one, but tilted to the side. That's what I think. That's what it looks like. So we asking for transparency. We have the task force out there and they're collecting their data. They're working with groups like MUFON and gathering their data. These are real groups. And I'm telling everybody this here, like I said before, listen to me. Before, if you want to be a UFOologist or get into this line of work, of course you watch the videos, you read the books and everything. But a lot of metaphysical schools or schools online like these spiritual schools have UFOlogy and everything there that you can major in. They're going to have to update their information. Let me tell you something. I'm not bashing because I took a class or two in the past from them, like little class you can read online and watch videos and stuff. But I'm saying, like, when you get so deep into it and you're really getting on that truthful scientific level, like I study everything from a scientific perspective because that's where the truth lies. I'm not, I don't do conspiracy theories. I follow the data. Really, in this situation, you have to. Pardon me, you have to. Because there's a lot of science involved here. There's a lot of science. I'm just saying, like, these schools are going to have to update their information. It's time for you to get a new textbook, because things that you've been saying at your school and your material is outdated. And also, a lot of it is highly inaccurate now, since the government officials have come out and say, yeah, we have these items. Yeah, we have these crafts. Yeah, there's spears out there. Yeah, some of them might have came from another dimension, even here on Earth. Whoa, another dimension on Earth. Let me slow that one down. Yeah, yeah. Other dimensions on Earth. Well, who said that? Right here, the whistleblower. He stated that some of these crafts might have come from other dimensions through different warps. He starts talking about quantum physics and everything, and saying the possibility of bending time and universe. Now, he's talking that. What he's really talking about, and I did a show on the past, go on my YouTube channel, it's up there, about portals. About portals, America. That's what he's talking to us about. Portals. These portals are time warp that are created, I don't know, either by aliens or the government. What was that movie name? Oh man, it's on YouTube. You can watch. The Mist. The Mist. You remember the government opened up a portal and all those alien-like monsters came out of there, and the people were stuck in the grocery store? All right, but you also watched the latest show, Invasion, on the Disney Channel? Huh? On the Disney Channel? Watch that. Is art imitating culture, or culture imitating art? So he's talking about portals. And I did a show discussing how the French was playing around with a portal last summer, and they got scared because they thought they opened something up that they shouldn't have opened up. Now, this is a real article. You go look at it. It was in Newsweek magazine. Go look it up. Google French France open up portals. It'll come up. You can pull up the article. Like I said, we're going to have a real talk conversation here about something. My goal is to bring you guys scientific information in a way that's easy for you to understand, and also in a factual sense. And once again, this is a late night show, Hilton Live Paranormal News. Late night show. I'm just, talking to the American people, having a late night show, man. And by the way, before I go any further, you can also follow my show. I do like little short news bits and stuff. Hilton Live Paranormal News. We on Spotify. We in season 2. We talk about a lot of stuff on that now. On the podcast, we get, and I'm gonna get down and dirty here too. But the podcast is different. The actual podcast, we talk about everything from root work, demonology. You just got to go in there. It's an interesting podcast. Very interesting. So let's talk about this here. He also stated, the whistleblower, that we've been interacting with aliens for a while. For a while. Interacting meaning having conversations. Maybe even swapping ideas. Is this real? Now remember, in the past, this photo been out for a while. People are like, that's fake. That's not real. Okay. But now the whistleblower is saying that we have been interacting with them, and other government officials are coming clean and saying the same thing. Now you have to go back and re-examine these photos. People that have lied to us to deter us from the truth, and they tell us, oh, that's a fake video. That's a fake picture. Okay, but everybody can't be seeing the same thing worldwide, and you telling us it's a weather balloon. Oh, the camera faked that. See, we need the transparency. Look here, for example. Now, these aliens, they said, was recovered from Roswell. That's right. They were recovered from Roswell. These are like big head grays. Damn sure big heads. Now, the truth is in there. Secret U.S. base in Ohio hides living and dead aliens from the 1947 Roswell UFO crash. Claims retired Air Force engineer who worked there for 39 years. Okay, this was reported back in 2017. There's a reason why I'm showing you this. A, they got a map of the base. They're talking about the Roswell captured flying saucer. You have an autopsy, the famous autopsy photos that are being seen here. There's a reason why I'm showing you this. Okay, fast forward 2023. Here we go again. The whistleblower stated that we have aliens' bodies hidden on bases. He also stated that some of them have killed humans. Now, this was stated within a month, about a month ago. 3 weeks, maybe. This week in the news, they said that alien technology can roast humans like charcoal. Like charcoal. This is separate from what the whistleblower has said, that some of them had killed humans. Now you have a whole nother government official say, hey, they got technology that can roast humans like charcoal. Are you seeing what I'm talking about? When one person says something, you get the skeptics, oh, that's fake, that ain't new. And then, look, guys, look. The argument and conversation about aliens being real, you don't have to have that debate in a barbershop no more. Government officials, whistleblowers, and other agencies are stating they are. That conversation, now we want to see some crafts. We want to see some stuff. We don't want to wake up one day and see this coming down out the sky. I know I don't. I'm lying. I would like to see that. I would love to see this. They're talking about that they're hidden bases in Antarctica. So that's a fact. They said the Germans really did have a base in Antarctica that was harboring alien technology and crashed UFOs. I'm going to tell you guys another fun fact. They said they were stashing UFOs in the BMW plants during World War II. The BMW plants, that's right. So back to what I'm saying here. The truth is definitely out there. Being a skeptic in this day and age, I think, is just like a denial, a psychological thing where you just can't deal with it. Admitting that there's a more advanced civilization is really going to rock a lot of people's world. It's going to rock politicians' world. It's going to rock human world, especially if you think your race or something is smarter than everyone else. And now you find out that there's species here and that could get to us and you can't get to them. And they got advanced craft that could penetrate the ocean and fly at speeds way beyond what man could do. This is this is going to be like a cultural shock to a lot of people psychologically. A lot of people are going to have a difficult time processing this. And like I said, if you're interested in it, start slow. Join MoveFind. Watch where you get your information from. Read from real resources. I'm not going to lie, the conspiracy stuff be entertaining sometimes, you know. But when you don't know how to decipher from conspiracy or false reports, then stick with the real for now till you get to that level. Like, I could read something like, oh man, that's just some conspiracy crap, yo. Like, come on, man. You're telling me the octopus had on Timberlands and he jumped into a spacecraft? Come on. No, look, you have to take your time with this. This is real. It's very important that we're having these conversations, and I'm flabbergasted that I turn on YouTube News and I'm seeing real senior politicians. Matter of fact, Biden and them just passed a bill about UFO information has to be documented, and the bill is basically demanding transparency too. So when you have the president involved in this topic, 5 years ago, this would have just been some X-File trash. 3 years ago, this would have been some X-File trash. Look where we at today. Humanity is rapidly changing. Times is changing. The way we process information is changing. Our identity is changing. I just saw it, and I'm not going to put it up, I don't have the information right here, but I was reading it early before I went live, and it was from a legitimate resource, and he was saying that the aliens said that we come from them. And it's funny because the whistleblower kind of stated something similar too. It was like, we're like a low version spinoff of the aliens. Where did he get that from? See, I pay attention to all that little stuff. A lot of you guys are sitting here waiting to see the pictures and everything. Nah, I'm looking at, like I said, we already got those pictures. We have that. We already know about these crafts. The Navy been showing it. No, I'm listening to the other stuff, the science. Are they coming from portals? What? What do you mean that we might be some low version of them? Have y'all watched the 65 on Netflix? Go look it up. 65 on Netflix, where these humans land on a planet and dinosaurs chase them and they're trying to survive. They spaceship crash. Long story short, come to find out, they end up getting off the planet, and the planet is Earth. And it's planet Earth during the dinosaurs, during the stages of the dinosaur. And they show over time how the meteorite hit the Earth, because that's what called for they ship to crash, the meteorite in space. And they show, the Ice Age, and they show all the stages, and they show human being developed, and then they show like buildings in the future being developed. All I'm just saying is, the 65, the two people that the main character, they were from another galaxy, and they were humans, and they crashed on Earth during the dinosaur stage, meaning that there could be other human species, and we could be the prehistoric ones still behind on technology and time. Think about that. We could be the prehistoric ones. And like I say, I know I just show y'all some bodies, but that's not, let's just say that's just some other species of alien. But what happens if there's real humanoid beings out there that look like us but living in the future? And that's been speculated in the past. That what we're seeing is us coming to see us in the past. It's us from the future visiting us. Could it be? Could it be true? I'll let you guys decide. But look here, spiritual family. My name is Dr. Hilton. Thank you for tuning into our late night show. Just having general talk, man. I mean, like, we're going to go forward with some other topics later. We're just not going to just talk about UFO. We're going to talk about some other thing. We're going to have guests on the show. Everything. It's just a late night show. It's the weekend, and I just wanted to talk to people and just get out there, just shoot the breeze with you about some of these topics and everything, and just have some conversation. Like I said, man, we don't do this for the clicks and likes. Right now, everybody's searching for information. Everybody's searching for truth. And we just try to be another avenue of information and truth that people could get information from, particularly accurate information. Once again, go ahead and join MoveFind. Get your membership and stuff. If you're interested in learning more about UFOs and everything, learn how to investigate. You can become a field specialist. Everything, investigator for MoveFind. Look, they welcome you. Go out there and find the truth, man. Keep your phones on you. Take pictures and everything. Because like one guy said at the conference last year, he was like, you just showing me what the military is showing you guys. I want to know what regular civilians are seeing on a day-to-day basis. What are people seeing when they're out hiking in the woods and in a mountain and they see something in the sky? What is people seeing in other countries, like in Africa where the craft came down at the Catholic school in the middle of the day, and there were human beings on it waving at them? Makes you think. It makes you think. Look here. On that note, I'm Dr. Hill. Thank y'all for tuning into the show, and I'll see you guys soon.